Yes, people, big up to all of you, and thank you once again for finding the time to be with me on Soccer Perspective. Today, we're restarting the weekly match predictions, and yeah, week 4 for the EPL. As the season heats up, the competition intensifies, and the stakes get higher. And honestly, week 4 promises to deliver a series of captivating matchups that will have fans on the edge of their seats. Yep. From the fierce rivalries to unexpected upsets, this week's fixture, as usual in the Premier League, I must definitely surprise a lot of people, and some expected results will happen. Whether you're a diehard supporter of a particular team or simply enjoying the drama, yep, top flight football, English football is back. So, without wasting much of your time, we're going to get into it. I do hope you're all doing well, and if you're watching the show, please be sure to take a second and drop a like on the stream to help us garner more likes. And that's because the more likes we garner, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to more people who'd be interested in the in the top the predictions we have. Yeah. And how do we do our predictions? What we do here is we take a time to look at numbers, what football call insights, and see what the numbers will tell us. Numbers will help us to come to a sensible conclusion or to make a sensible prediction. Because numbers, if you pay attention to them, they give you idea with regards to what the most likely outcome of a particular game would be. We don't use any juju or anything, and whatever we tell you will be the outcome of a particular game. We're not saying certainly that will be the outcome, but after looking at the numbers, we'll be able to say, you know what, this is what we think will be the outcome of that game in particular. So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Unfortunately, we haven't used this particular streaming software on Soccer Perspective, so the process will be a bit quirky. It's not going to be as smooth as when we stream on a Chelsea Perspective, because we're still putting together things together for this particular channel. So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Without wasting much of your time, I'm going to go back to the presentation window. Give me a second there. Yeah, there you go. Let me see if I have to do this. All right, and for the games tomorrow, that's for tomorrow, we have in the Premier League Southampton at home against Manchester United, Brighton at home against Ipswich, Crystal Palace at home. They're hosting Leicester City. Fulham will host West Ham United. Liverpool will host Nottingham Forest. Manchester City will host Brentford. Aston Villa will host Everton. While Bournemouth will host the Chelsea Football Club. Of course, I'm interested in that particular game because I'm a Chelsea fan. No surprise, I think a lot of you here do know that that's the case. So, what are the games for tomorrow? Let's look at it. Find Premier League. Just give me 1 second here. Chances are it'd be a bit slow. Let me change this like this. Okay, for tomorrow, let me see. It's still switching. Sorry about that. And that's going to slow down my system a bit. Sincerely do apologize. Yeah, but while you wait for me, if you haven't, please do take a second to drop a like on the stream to help us garner more likes. So let's go to Premier League. Tomorrow, 2 games. Wow. A huge London derby. Tottenham will host Arsenal, while Wolves will host Newcastle United. 2 excellent games. Do we have any games on Monday? I didn't count how many games in total for Saturday, Sunday. Let's see if there's any game on Monday. Probably usually there's Monday night football. One at least. Let's see if that's the case. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have just 2 likes, and I'm quite sure we can do a lot better than that. So there are no games on Monday. So the games for the week for week 4 will be played on Saturday and Sunday respectively. So we're gonna go back to Saturday. Give me a second here. What day are we? Give me 1 second. Sorry, it's a bit slow. I think it has to go back one more time. It's still not. Listen, just give me a second here. Right. When it start streaming, we'll try the best we can to start streaming consistently on this particular channel. Um, that way, when we go live, we'll have a lot of people watching. So there you go. These are the games for Saturday. I think I've gone through it. Southampton will host Manchester United. Brighton will host Ipswich. Crystal Palace will host Leicester City. Fulham will host West Ham United. That's another London derby right there. Liverpool will host Nottingham Forest. Manchester City, the defending champions, will host Brentford. Um, Aston Villa will host Everton, and Bournemouth will host Chelsea Football Club. Which of the game would I say would be the toughest here? Uh, wow, it's tight. No, just all of them looks like more like a mismatch, except for maybe Crystal Palace, Leicester City, but I don't know. All right, let's start looking at the games one by one. The Manchester Southampton versus Manchester United game, 4:30 a.m. PST. What time should that be? Probably 11:30 UK time. So for Manchester United, Fortnite already have a predicted lineup here, predicting that Southampton will go with a 3-5-2 structure with Ramsdale, the English international between the sticks, a three at the back with how do you pronounce Benarek as central? How would Bellis? Let's just go with their numbers. I don't know a lot of the players there, but that's by the way. And for Manchester United, yeah, at least we know a lot of their players. Between the stick, Andre Onana, the back four, Diego Dalot, Martinez, Delete, Dutch international, and Mazraoui. How do you pronounce it? Mazraoui. The 2 6 6. They think Manuel Ugarte will start. Kobe Maino there as one of the 2 6s and the 10 role. For Fernandez was his first name again. Fernandez and Ganacho, Argentine. Right wing, left wing, Marcus Rashford and Zeki, Dutch international. I hope I'm not misplacing his nationality. Not bad. Injuries, let's see. For Manchester United, Lenny Euro, he's out and will not be back until late November. Luke Shaw, a few days. Tyrell, Malaysia, late October. Lindelof, doubtful. So probably his chances I would see him on the bench. We're not too sure what the manager's going to do. Mason Mount, hamstring injury, early October. Highland, late September. So how many important players here? For me, I would say Highland, very important. Look, Shaw, yeah, you could say. I wouldn't say necessarily that they haven't missed him. Again, he's been injured here and then, and probably have learned to live without him. Lenny Euro, maybe he has the potential. The new signing, I think it was during preseason that he got injured. So let's look at what the insights tell us. After looking at the insights, I'll be able to make my prediction because the numbers will give me a good idea of what the most likely outcome will be. Not saying for certain that will be the case. So disclaimer here, my prediction, or if Tobejo eventually joins me on the panel here, whatever prediction he makes, he's not telling you that certainly that he's certain that will be the outcome. We're just making predictions based on what the numbers tell us, and it can only suggest this. We don't have a magic ball or what you call it, 8 ball to predict the correct result. Not even Juju can help you do that. So insights here says Southampton, they've scored 6 goals in their last 5 matches. Manchester United have scored 3 goals in their last 5 matches. So already it's not looking good for United given the goals they've scored in the last 5 games. And the second item on that insights tell us they haven't scored in their last 2 home matches, and they're at home. So maybe sort of an issue there. And Manchester United haven't lost to Southampton in their last 15 meetings, 7 wins and 8 draws. Hmm. But records and this sort of record for me, it's nothing. The current form is what I pay attention to the most. If they have kids who, when they hear this, they start you say they fear, then they start fearing the opposition. That's an issue. I think the Southampton players are. I think they're experienced enough for this not to be an issue for them. That is just my opinion anyway. And Yukinari Shigawara has created the most big chances for Southampton, two in a total. That's not a lot, and that's nothing to concern me about, to be concerned about, in my opinion. Mason Mount has the most shots on target per Manchester United, but he's not going to be playing. So this aspect is useless. So the two aspects I'm going to be paying attention to is the fact that Southampton, they've scored 6 goals in their last 5 games, and Manchester United, they've scored only 3 goals in their last 5 games. I get it. The second one here is a bit concerning because Southampton, they will be at home, and this says they haven't scored in their last 2 home matches. I wouldn't pay too much attention. I'm just going to go with the first items for each teams, respectively, under the insights, which is, yeah, Southampton, they've scored 5 goals in their last 5 matches, while Manchester United, they've scored just 3. So 2 more. Southampton, they've scored 2 more. So let's pay attention to how many wins in the last 5 games. Pretty much the same. Yep, pretty much the same. The difference here is that let's just go. They've lost Southampton. They lost 3 out of their last 5 games, and Manchester United, they've also lost 3 out of their last 5 games. They drew one. Southampton drew one also. Yeah, the Southampton won one, and Manchester United also won one. So it's a difficult one to predict, really. It's a very tight one to say what will be the outcome, but I'm going to try my best. This, for me, what I've looked at so far screams a draw, because the truth remains, irrespective of how many goals a team have scored in their last 5 games. I think what the team form tells you supersedes whatever the insight. The fact that Southampton, they scored 5 goals in the last 5 games, and have scored 2 more than Manchester United, it doesn't really matter. Just pay attention to the team's form. They've lost an equal amount of game, won equal amount of games, drawn equal amount of games. Just give me 1 second. As I was saying, this game screams a draw all over. We know how many goals they've scored each. Southampton scored 5, Manchester United 3 in 5 games. But how many have they conceded? I pay attention a lot to that. Okay, for Manchester United in 5 games, let's see how many goals they've conceded. They conceded 3 here, 1 here, 4. Um, um, Okay, 2 here, 6 in total, 3 here, 7 in total. So they've considered 7 in total. Southampton, how many goals have they considered? 1 here, 2 here, plus 3. That's 5. They've considered 8 goals in total. So they've considered 1 more than Manchester United. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yep. 3 here, 3 here. That's 6 in total. So one more here. That's 7. 1 more here. They've considered 8 goals in total. So they've considered 1 more. So for me, my prediction of this game, I'm going to say I think Manchester United will beat Southampton by 2 goals to 1, irrespective of whether they beat them by more goals or so. I think the game, yeah, Manchester United would edge them by a goal. Because if you paid attention to what the goals they've conceded so far tells us Southampton they've conceded more, Manchester United conceded less. I get it. Um, the Heston, I get it. Southampton, they scored more goals in 5 games, but they scored 5 in total. Yep, they scored 5 goals in total in a single game. So yeah, that tells you I don't think they will outscore Manchester United. I think Manchester United will beat them by 2 goals to 1. Let me record that before we go to the next game. That's my prediction. I don't know. Tabejo isn't here yet, but he will join me in a bit. Let's see what his prediction will be. Give me 1 second here. I need to change internet connection for my main um You can argue my monitor window. Let me just use that language. So we move on. I'm going to move on to the next game. Tabea, when he comes, he can make his prediction for the Southampton versus Manchester United game. So let me record my prediction for the first game we looked at here. But if you're watching, if you haven't, please kindly take a second, drop a like on the video for us to help us garner more likes. I think I'm having an internet connection issue the other on the other systems, not the system that I'm streaming with. So I'm gonna go with this one untitled. I'm gonna record the result here. Southampton 1, Manchester United 2. That's my prediction. I'm gonna do this. Give me a second here. Southampton 1, 2, Man U. That's my prediction for that particular game. So I'm going to tell you how the process I use, how I make my predictions. Give me one second here. Looks like I'm not going to be able to see this again. Why am I having that issue there? Okay, let's go with this one. One of the channels isn't connecting. I hope I'm still connected here. It's looking good. All right. I'm going to go back. For me, that's my prediction. And then I will explain one more time, irrespective of what the insights tell you. For instance, here telling us that Southampton, they scored 6 goals. Yeah, 6 goals in total in 5 games. And remember, the 6 goals, 5 of them scored in a single game. For Manchester United, they scored how many goals in total? 3 goals in their last 5 games, and it's spread out. So for Southampton scoring 5 in a single game, and it was against Cardiff City, I'm guessing in a cup game, it doesn't. No, that's not for me. That the team form trumps whatever insights tell you, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go back again so we can go to the next team. Sorry, I don't have them open in separate windows, which you could have made it easier to just switch to the next game. Maybe I'm gonna try and do that. Let's see. Give me a second here. Let that open. If you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. My bro Tabejo is here. We're gonna be streaming on this particular channel at least once in a week. Yep. Saying hello everyone. Yep, smash the like button and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So let me see if I can open them in a separate window. The next game we will look at will be Brighton at home against Ipswich Town. So I'm just going to do this. I think it works. So let's see what it's telling us here. And this one is open. So I think we'll be better off doing it that way. So by the time we get to the next game, it will open, and so we can see the items we want to see there. For this game, I'm just going to play around, looking at the insights at the moment. I'm just going to go, this ends in a draw, but I need the insights to correctly make a prediction here. Why am I not saying it? If I can't find it, then it's going to be really, really difficult for me. So insights here, we're there. For insights, okay, wow, holy tamale. Brighton have scored 14 goals in their last 5 games. That is serious. And for Ipswich Town, they scored 5 goals in their last 5 games. Okay. And they haven't lost in 8 matches. That's Brighton. Ipswich Town have considered the most penalties in this season, 1. So if you start reading that, you think maybe they've considered up to 5 goals, 5 penalties in total. Okay, we have Ben Johnson has created that's nothing. The most important thing is how many goals have they scored in 5 games, which is yeah, the disparity between, wow, it's like 14-5. That's a difference of 9. Yeah, a difference of 9. And the fact that Brighton haven't lost in 8 matches, that it's something I pay attention to. It can mean it could mean that the team will be high on confidence, and it's not gonna lose in the next game. It's usually not easy. That's why I've always told people that winning can become a habit as much as losing can become a habit too. So if you're winning, you'll be high on confidence, and even when you concede first, in most cases you come back and win because you're that is a team is high in confidence, if that makes sense, on confidence. So let's start. The insights we've looked at it. The two most important thing: how many goals the team have scored in 5 games. So let's see. Okay, for Brighton, the 14 goals in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and in 5 games, by the way, they've won four, drawn one. In 5 games for Ipswich Town, they won one, lost two, drew two. Okay, and wow, they've considered in all the games. And Brighton, they've kept clean sheets in all in the 5 games, 1, 2, 3 games in total. So them conceding against Ipswich Town, it's going to be a bit difficult. But let's see. They scored. They considered how many goals in total? They considered just one here, 2 goals in total. While Ipswich Town, they've considered how many goals in total? One here, three here, plus four, six, plus two, eight. They've considered eight goals in total. Hmm. So this is for me. No, I don't. Ipswich Town, they play good attacking football, but that's a huge risk in the Premier League against a more established team like Brighton. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say this game ain't. Brighton, they've been scoring a lot. Arsenal have probably, you could argue, they managed to you could say to put one past Arsenal. We know Arsenal, they have one of the best defense, um, the best defensive line in the Premier League. I get it. I think they'd be missing how many players? Okay, let's see. Who are they missing here? For Brighton, James Milner, nothing. Nothing. They're not missing anybody serious, in my opinion. Okay, and for Ipswich Town, I don't know their players that way to know how important the players are missing out for them, but they still have the likes of Omari Hutchinson. I don't know the other players in the team, but I'm just gonna go by what the team form tells me and the insight, the fact that Brighton they've scored 14 goals in their last 5 games. They're averaging what would be the correct average here? You could argue, wow, 4 goals here, 4 goals here, two here. Let's go. They're averaging at least 2 goals per game. I can do that calculation properly. But I'm gonna go for this one. I think if Ipswich doesn't look like they can defend very well. They considered two against Liverpool, considered four against Manchester City, two against Wimbledon. I think that's a cup game against Fulham in the Premier League. Hmm. Do I think they will score against? Do I think they will score against Brighton? It's difficult to say, really. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Brighton to Ipswich Town 0. But I think whatever the outcome, definitely, I think Brighton will beat them. Yeah, I get it. They play expensive football, but Ipswich they risk a lot. So I'm gonna go Brighton. I'm gonna go Brighton 2. I'm gonna go Brighton 2-0 Ipswich. And I'm not changing that. Final answer. Ipswich. Yep. So Southampton 1, Manchester United 2, Brighton 2, Ipswich Town 0. So I'm going with that result there. So I'm going to go with this one here. The next game. Yep, Crystal Palace at home against Leicester City. So let's see what the insights tell us. Then we'll look at team form. Insights: Crystal Palace have scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches, but they've lost a lot. I remember that. Wow. Leicester City they've scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches. Forget about Eberechi Eze, his feet, but at least he's saying Eberechi Eze has the most shots on target per match for Crystal Palace. Okay, that's fine. Jamie Vardy has the most shots on target per match for Leicester City. That's just a 0.8, but Everton is at 1.17. So given this two, actually, I'm gonna add to. I'm gonna you can say a bonus prediction here. I think Everton will score in this game. Uh, I don't think Jamie Vardy gets a goal in this game. Just going by the insight here, the fact that the Beretta average is 1.7, and I think he shoots very well. Not really. His shots aren't really about power in most cases, but finesse. But let's move on from that. Adam Watson, how do you pronounce that? Adam Watson has created the most big chances for Crystal Palace's one. If you start reading that, you say maybe he has about 7 big chances. Facundo, okay, has created the most big chances for Leicester City, 2 in total. All right, so let's look at team form. That's important. Team form, okay. Leicester City, they've lost more games. In 5 games, they've lost 3. I think, yeah, this definitely preseason. Yeah, they've lost 3 games, while Crystal Palace have lost 2. And Leicester City won 1, Crystal Palace won 1, drew 2, Leicester City drew 1. So pretty much about the same in terms of form. They're about the same. But let's see, how many have they considered? Crystal Palace have considered 2 here, 2 here. That's 4, that's 5, that's 6. They've considered 6 goals in total. Leicester City considered how many goals? Goal concession is important because it will help you make a sensible prediction overall. Leicester City, they've considered 3 here against Lens. It counts too, but I don't know whether it makes sense to count preseason game. They considered 3 here. I think we should leave the preseason game out of it because chances are the managers at the time were experimenting, in my opinion. So let's just stick with 4 games. Leicester City in 4, Crystal Palace in 4 games, they've considered 2 here, 2 here, 4, 1 here, 5 goals in total. And in 4 games, Crystal Palace, and in 4 games, give me 1 second here. And in 4 games, Crystal Palace have considered 1 here. Oh, sorry, not Crystal Palace. Leicester City have considered 1 here plus 2 here. That's 3 plus 2 here. That's 4. Yep, that's 4 in total. No, they considered 2 here, 2 here, 5 in total for them in 4 games. And here, Crystal Palace, they considered 2 here, 2 here, 4, 5 in total. I think this game ends in a draw. So my prediction for Crystal Palace versus Leicester City, I think, ends in a draw. Do I think it will be a goalless draw? That's where the issue lies. And the more 1-1 draw here, 2-1 draws here. I'm gonna go for this game. This game will end 1-1 draw. Tobeho, big up to you. Thank you so much for joining me on the panel. I don't know if you want me to go back to the Manchester United game. My prediction for the Crystal Palace versus Leicester City game is 1-1 draw. Let's hear your prediction there, if you're there.
Yeah, big up, bro. How are you?
I can't complain, man. How you doing?
Thanks. So you're predicting what? The Crystal Palace.
Leicester City, yep, 1-1 draw. And I predicted Brighton will beat Ipswich 2-0. I predicted Manchester United will beat Southampton by 2-1.
I see an upset.
Sorry, what did you say?
I see an early upset.
Any absence? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Southampton versus Manchester United.
You want to see the game? You want to see the Manchester United game?
No, I'm seeing an early upset.
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. Maybe I'm not paying attention well.
Can you hear me clearly? It seems like I have an echo.
Okay, you said you're seeing what?
Southampton upsetting Manchester United.
Yeah, upset. Yeah, I think they will upset. I think no. You're seeing An upset. You think Manchester United will lose?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let me record um your prediction. You said what would be the score?
Southampton 2, Manchester
Southampton 2,
United 1.
Manchester United 1. Okay, so flipping. Okay, let's see. Southampton 2. You don't even need the numbers to say that. Southampton 2, Manchester United 1, you said. Okay. I'm gonna take that prediction. Give me 1 second here. All right. For Brighton, Ipswich, what's your prediction?
Say what?
Say
Brighton and
what?
what?
Brighton and
Ipswich
what?
Town.
Ipswich Town. Yeah. What's your prediction?
Brighton will win 3-1.
Brighton will win 3-1. You think Brighton will beat them 3-1?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I don't think Brighton will concede. I think Brighton will beat them 2-0, but you said 3-1. Okay. Let me change. I just screwed your score there. Okay. Brighton 3-1. How about Crystal Palace, Leicester City?
Yeah, that one is not easy.
Easy.
I see a
I
draw,
see a
1-1
draw,
draw.
1-1 draw.
Like a good
Like a
prediction.
good prediction. So you said Brighton 3-1. Brighton 3, Ipswich 1, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And I said 1-1 draw for the Crystal Palace Leicester City. I think it will be 1-1 if you look at what the numbers say and other things. So we've done Crystal Palace Leicester City. We've done this one too. I'm gonna cancel it out. I'm gonna open another two here. Which of the games, while I wait for these things to open, which of the games are you looking forward to mainly?
Fulham versus
Fulham
West Ham.
versus West Ham. Oh, the London Derby, and that's actually the next one. Yeah, I think there's gonna be. Yeah, it's going to be tighter. The other games pretty much not all of them are balanced in my opinion. So let's see that one once it opens. Fulham, that's the next game. Yeah, yeah. The next game we're looking at will be Fulham versus West Ham United, the London Derby. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to come to the insights straight away. Inside says Fulham, they have scored 7 goals in their last. We're going to stick to 4 games. Why? Because the games, this like the Fulham games game against Hoffenheim during preseasons, because it was during preseason, and chances that the manager at the time was experimenting. And West Ham United 2-2 draw against Celta Vigo, most definitely a preseason game. Do you agree? So we're gonna stick. If we want to look at the team form, we'll start with we stick with 4 games so that we count only Premier League games and Cup game. So this says Fulham, they scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches. Wow. West Ham United have also scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches. Fulham have won the previous 2 matches. That doesn't matter anyway. So the two most important thing we're looking at here, how many goals they scored in their last 5 matches. And let's see, do they have any important players out? Do you think these players, their absence will make any difference? I don't think so. What do you think?
I don't think so.
For West Ham, too. Fukrog and Criswell.
No.
No.
Remember,
Remember,
Fulkrug already
Fulkrog already is not starting game.
Cresswell looks like he's
Looks
not
like he's not
in favor, so I don't see him starting games for them.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Since the start of the season, Fulham, they've lost 1 game, drew 2. No, one. They've lost 1 game, won 2, drew 1. I think one of them definitely a cup game. Since the start of the season, West Ham United, they've lost 2 games, drew 2. Okay, let's see. The goals they've conceded is very important. Fulham doesn't look like they concede too much. They've conceded 1 here, 2 and 3 goals. West Ham have conceded 1 here. Okay. And 2 here. That's 3 and 3. They've conceded 3 goals in total. So they're averaging that's difficult to calculate here. Fulham averaging 1 goal concession per game. West Ham, you could say the same thing pretty much. Yep. No. They've considered a lot more. They considered 2 here, 3 and 3 there. Wow. Let me have you start this one. Who wins this one? Tebejo.
Personally, I think this will be a high-scoring game.
You think it will be a high scoring game?
So
Who wins?
I think it will be 2-2 for me.
It went 2-2 for you. Okay, you said Fulham 2, West Ham 2.
Yes.
Okay, just give me a second. Let me record. You're recording, right? You're recording your scores, right?
Yeah, 2-2.
Okay, so for me, I'm not gonna say. Let me see here. West Ham scored 2 goals here. Okay, they're averaging 2 goals per game. No. You can no, not really average. I can't calculate the average in my head because it's mixed a lot. For Fulham, 2 goals here, 2 goals here, one there. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Fulham 2, West Ham United 1.
Hmm.
Yeah. So when we do the review, we'll see who gets more. I think Fulham. Um, yeah, I think they defend better, in my opinion. Yeah, they do. Yep. Hmm. They conceded one here. They lost 1-0. Okay, to Manchester United. Yeah, West Ham concedes a lot more. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Fulham 2, West Ham United 1. Okay, let's get to this one here. This one sounds easy, but let's see what the insights tell us. Insights say Liverpool, they scored 11 goals in their last 5 matches, but we're sticking to 4 games. Nottingham Forest, they scored 8 goals in their last 5 matches. Ooh. So remove this the game against Sevilla for Liverpool, and they're at home. That's important to remove the game against Olympiacos from remove the game against Olympiacos from Nottingham Forest's game. Do they have any serious injuries? No. Danilo, Javi Elliott, Federico Chiesa, nothing there. Chiesa, he hasn't actually made his debut, right?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
So
Yes, I have
Chiesa
injuries
isn't
for
that
Liverpool.
important, really. Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
he
I
haven't
remember he
played,
haven't played,
so
so
I'm not worried about it.
Okay, so let's look at how many goals did Liverpool concede in the last five in the last 4 games. Zilch. Zero. They haven't conceded any. Look at here. Here they scored 3. They beat Manchester United 3 at Old Trafford. Here at home, they beat Brentford by 2 goals to nothing. They beat Ipswich Town away by 2 goals to nothing. And Liverpool, Las Palmas ended 0-0. So is that a cup game or the but it doesn't matter anyway. Um wow. They defend very well. That's a good defensive record, yeah. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, but for what's the name for Nottingham Forest? They've been average goal of one. They've been averaging 1 goal per game, so no surprises there. So I'm gonna go Liverpool. Wow, they're not gonna score too many. Yeah, I'm gonna go Liverpool. I'm gonna go Liverpool 2, Nottingham Forest 0. I don't think Liverpool concedes, but let's hear you.
You know what? Since Forest
Forest
has been scoring
been scoring
two,
two,
so
so
I'm going
I'm
to give it
going to give it
3-1.
3-1.
You think Forest scores against Liverpool?
Yeah, the record
The
shows that
record shows that
they're scoring
they're
goals
scoring
at the
goals
moment.
at the
So
moment, so
never rule them
never
out.
rule them out.
So what is
So
their
what
head
is
to
their
head?
head-to-head?
What is what?
Head-to-head between
Head-to-head
Liverpool
between
and
Liverpool
Nottingham
and
Forest?
I don't usually pay attention to head to head, but let me find it for you because it doesn't. Current form for me is the most important thing. Do they have it anywhere? They don't. Yeah, they don't have head to head for them anywhere here. Yeah, there you go.
It should be.
Yeah, let's see. Ooh, 4-1. Liverpool 4 times. Nottingham Forest, 1. Yeah, and you could argue the last 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the one there in the Premier League at home for Nottingham Forest last season. No, 2022, 21, 22, I'm guessing, or 22, 23 season. Yeah, not last season, last 2 seasons. So let's go to the preview again. I think it will be 2-0. I don't think they will score against Liverpool. But you're trying. Let me look at this again. They've averaged at least one single a goal concession per game. They've been also able to score. But who do they score? Who did they score against? They scored against Bournemouth, scored against Southampton, scored against Newcastle United, scored against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Yeah, I agree they will score. So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be 3-1. What was your prediction?
3-1.
3-1.
3-1. Yeah, I agree. So if you pay attention to the pattern there, so chances they're more likely to score than not. So Liverpool 3, 1 for Nottingham Forest. So I agree. So the same prediction for both of us, right?
Yes,
Yes,
100%.
100%.
All right, let's see. All right, let's go. Which one is next here? Which we've done this. Ooh, that one isn't balanced at all, but we're gonna look at it anyway. All right, this one right here. Here's their predicted lineup here. I'm not gonna look at that because it doesn't matter to me. Insight. Manchester City, they've scored 14 goals in their last 5 games. And Brentford, they've scored how many in their last 5 games? 10 goals in their last 5 games. But we're sticking to 4 games, like we've talked about. Man City, goal concession, you could argue, yeah, they've been averaging one goal concession per game. The opening day in the Premier League, they beat us. We should actually stick to 3 games, actually. This was the Community Shield game, right? Yeah, this was the Community Shield game. 1-1. They lost some penalties to Manchester United, so you could argue that counts. So they've been averaging one goal concession per game. In total, in 4 games they've conceded 1, 2, and 3. When we see how many they've scored for Brentford, in how many games? In 4 games they've conceded 1 here, 3, and 4. They don't concede too much actually. They've conceded 4, but Manchester City they scored a lot more, 4 more than Brentford in 4 games. So I'm going to say City. I think they will still. I don't know. Yeah, I think they will concede, but they will score a lot, and they are at home. Mm,
So Coachella, when you check
head-to-head
at
at
home,
home, how
It depends on the
City
team.
against Brentford.
For instance, Man City at home, they usually again a different animal. But what were you saying?
I'm saying
I'm saying
in terms of
head-to-head
Intercity and Brentford. What was the scoreline?
The I don't remember what you're saying. I can't. I'm sure you're breaking up. I can't quite understand what you're saying.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying in terms of head-to-head. When you check Manchester City at home against Brentford.
I don't think they will show us at home. They're usually not that specific. Okay. Let's do. Wow. Thank you for catching that. They don't score too many against them. In 2022, they beat them 2-0. Yep. 2022 November, they lost at home to Brentford. And then in February 2024, it was just 1-0. So they don't score too many against them. Thank you for catching that. I've never actually used in this part for my prediction. So let's start with you. What's your prediction?
Manchester City will win 2-0.
You think it's going to be 2-0?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Man City for Tebejo said Man City will win. Man City 2-0 Brentford, right? You think? Okay, let me look at that.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, go ahead. What you're saying?
I don't think this game will be a high scoring.
No, it will not be. I think Brentford will get a goal. I don't know. But let me go back to the preview again. Team form here. Brentford beat Southampton by 3-1. Colchester United Cup game. Lost 0-2 to Liverpool. Scored. Yeah. I don't want to sound as if I'm copying you, but you might well get it correct. But here's the thing. I'm going to say this to Bill. I'm going to say Man City. Okay, this season. Okay, 2-0 against Chelsea, 4-1 Ipswich down. I think they're going to concede. I'm going to say 3-1. So I'm going to say 3-1 City. Yeah, Man City. Because had we been, let's be honest here. Had we been honest on that season opener, I think we'd get at least one goal. Had we been clinical on that day, at least I think we'd have at least one goal against them. But we move on from that. What game do we have next? Aston Villa, Everton. The most important thing there, Aston Villa, they've scored 7 goals in their last 5 games. Everton has scored 6 in their last 5 games. Team form, Everton, they've lost. They lost 3 games in their last 4 games. We're not counting this one. 1-1. Aston Villa, they lost 2. 1-2. But how many have they considered? They considered 1 here, then that's a 3 in total. 1 more here, that's a 4 in total. And Everton considered 3 here. Okay, considered 4 here, that's 7. Considered another 3 here, that's 10. Who's at home? Aston Villa is at home. I think we're going to use that again. Thank you for showing me that, because it's important to see how well the teams are doing at home. So let's go home. Ooh, against Everton at home. The last time they met, Everton beat them 2-1. Then it's been win, 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 win for them and a draw. Everton, that's 2016, so no need to go that back far. It doesn't make sense. So we'll go back to the preview. Um, do they have any injuries, serious injuries? For Everton, okay, Brent White is out, injured. Patterson, Coleman, Amanda Bray, he hasn't actually joined them and he's injured already. Yusuf Chameti. Okay, and for Aston Villa, Matikash is out, Diego Callas is out. Excellent defender. I love him so much. Robin Olsen, Liam Bailey, wow. Tyrone Minks, he just started training. I did see a video of him training. So, but they still have the likes of Talisman, Andre, the Belgium Onana, Rogers. Ollie Watkins is still available. McGinn is still there. But I think this guy will be a miss. Liam Bailey will be a miss. Yeah. What do you think, Tobejo?
Yeah, I agree with you. Especially another winger on the right. So if Bain is not performing, yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to say how this one ends. But if we're going by here, Aston Villa they scored a lot more. I don't know. You can argue they've been Borussia Dortmund conceded one here against West Ham United, conceded two against Arsenal, and Everton. They're not that good, really. Ndiaye, Harrison. I will go for this one. I'll go Aston Villa. I don't know. To how well Aston Villa, how can are they do you think they miss Diego Carlos?
Nah, not really.
So that they still be fine defensively.
Yeah. But in terms of that, I don't think they'll keep it. So when you do a prediction, then don't say Villa will keep a clean sheet.
This looks like more of a draw for me. I think Villa will edge them. Everton scored no goals here, scored no goal here, scored here, three here, then conceded two here. Yeah, I think Aston Villa will beat them 2-1. What's your prediction?
You stole my prediction, but it's fine.
I spoke first. No, you don't. That you can we can agree. You don't. It doesn't have to be different.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Villa might edge it.
Yeah, I think they will edge it to a 2-1. I think Everton will get a goal because Villa they've been conceding. They conceded two here, conceded one here, conceded two here, conceded one here. So I think they most likely concede. Yeah. Everton, yeah, they scored three here, scored three here. Their last two games, they've scored in two consecutive games. No. They scored two here, scored three here, so they could still get a goal, in my opinion. So let's go with that one. We have what game do we have next? We've addressed this particular game. Let's do this one here. There you go. There you go. Let's see if we can. I'm not going to be biased anyway, so let me see. I'm going to say Chelsea will win. Let me just vote. I know about 70% plus will believe that's the case. Let's look at their predicted lineup. Madueke here. Do I think Madueke starts this game? I'd say no. I think Sancho starts this game. And I'll tell you why. He didn't travel, but Madueke traveled. That's just my opinion anyway. Caicedo still not back. We could see one of the squad that was released, 25-man squad that was released. Do we have Cassidy there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Casade
Casade
is there.
So he could, we may well see him, in my opinion. Yeah, these I think was chances are we'd see Tosin. Chances are Levi Cowell is not going to start because they traveled to the Sassi right back, most likely. Neto, yeah, but chances are Jackson isn't going to start with seeing Kunku there. I think whatever happens and Kunku starts this game, but that's by the way, we're not doing a predicted lineup here. Burnley, they've scored, Bournemouth, so to speak, not Burnley. Bournemouth, they've scored five, how many goals? 8 goals in their last 5 games. And we have scored, how many goals? We've scored 10 goals in our last five matches. But remember, we scored 6 in 1, right? Yeah, the one we beat Wolverhampton 106-2. So what else do we need here? Anything important here? Let's go to that head to head. We've been excellent away since last season, actually. So let's go here. Bournemouth, they are at home. Okay, at home against us 0-0 here. We beat them. Okay. Then in 2019 they beat us 4-0. Ooh, we've been marrying them at home, so I'm not too concerned there. But that's, by the way, the current form, team form in our last 1, 2, 3, 4 games. We won 2, lost 1, drew 1. A lot of draws for them in their last 1, 2, 3, 4 games. They won 1, lost 1, drew 2, and we scored how many goals? 10 goals. It doesn't matter whether we scored 5 in a single game, but at least we scored 2 here, 6 here, 1 here, and 1 here against Crystal Palace. They've been averaging 1 goal concession per game themselves, and they were scoring 1 goal per game themselves. In their last game, they beat Everton by 3 goals to 2. Our last game we drew against Crystal Palace for the usual issue, not being clinical in front of goal. So I don't know. I'm trying as much as I can not to be biased here. We scored 10, they scored 8. We conceded 1 here against Crystal Palace.
Do they have
Again,
injuries?
They have Philip Billings, Tyler Adams. That's a huge miss. Tyler Adams is a huge miss, but they still have Christie. I don't know him, but I know Adams very well. Cook. Let me do this. We've got 2 here, 6 here, scored 1 here, 1 here. Wow. They're conceding 1-1-1. We've actually conceded a lot more than them. In 4 games, we've conceded 1 here, 3 here, 5 here. We've conceded 5 in total in 4 games. They conceded 2, 3, 5 in total. So this is looking like a draw. This is looking like a draw, but I still think we have the attacking power to edge them. I think we do. Evanilson, Clivert, Semedo. Wow. Okay. Let me just add extra to that. Given the quality we have, I think we'll edge them, but I think we'll concede. Probably we'll concede as many as 2 goals. And the fact we're talking about Lavia not being available in the midfield, and Casado, even if he gets to play, it takes him a while to pick up form whenever he travels and comes back, or if he's not injured at this time. It's just he traveled for international assignment. I think we will concede as many as 2 goals. I'll say we beat them 3-2. But let's hear your prediction, Tebeho.
Yeah, I think
I
we'll
think we'll
concede two
concede
goals.
2 goals.
So
So
I
I
think
think
Chelsea will
Chelsea
win
will win
4-2.
4-2.
4-2. I think we'll win 3-2. So let's go Bournemouth. 2 for me, Chelsea 3. Yeah, let me stick with my prediction so you don't say I stole yours. You know what? You know what? I think we'll beat them 3-1. Let me change it to 3-1. Okay. And what's your prediction?
4-2. Chelsea will win 4-2.
You said 4-2.
Yes. 4-2, 4-2.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll take care of it.
Yes.
2 and this guy here. 4. Okay, there you go. For me, yeah, we beat them by 3-1 at home. Yeah, I think probably things will tighten up a bit. But I think we're not talking about the lineup now, but I think Tosin starts. Have we addressed this one? Liverpool, we've taken care of this one. We've taken care of what game is this? Yep, we have. This one here. Brentford, Man City, we have. Do we have any games left for today? That's it for today. So let's go for tomorrow's game. Let's go. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Is that are we there already? No, it still hasn't changed. Sorry, it's a bit slow. I'm sorry about that. All right, I think it's there. Let's see. 2 games tomorrow. One will be Arsenal Tottenham. Interesting one. Another London derby right there. So let's go with this one here. Arsenal Tottenham. Just give it a few minutes. Sorry, it's gonna go blank. I think we should do a watch along for this one. Or hate along maybe. All right. Tottenham have scored 9 goals in their last 5 games. For Arsenal, they've scored 11 goals in their last 5 games. But here's the problem here: injuries. Where is it? Where is it? Ooh, Declan Rice suspended for that red card. So okay, so it's stewed. Okay. Gabriel Jesus out. Kieran Tierney out. Martin Odegaard out. Mikel Marino out. Ricardo Calafiori out. And Tomiyasu out. But they still have. They still have. I don't know. I think maybe they will miss. They will miss Odegaard. Yeah, Gabriel Jesus hasn't been starting that much, in my opinion. But let's hear you, Tobeho. Who do you think Arsenal will miss the most?
Both Odegaard and
Both
Rice.
Odegaard and Rice.
Rice in terms of protecting their defensive line, and for France, you could argue what's his name, the French international. He was shaky. People were going after him for how shaky he was. That game they lost at home, I think. Right?
Who was that?
Who was that? The French international. I think it was against Italy. I saw a lot of people bantering him online. Saliba, he's looked shaky. And you did you watch the game?
Yes, I did
Yes,
watch
I did watch the.
Yeah. So let's see how he'll look, how well they do without a Rice on the pitch, because Rice has done a lot. He's one of those who's done a lot in terms of protecting Arsenal's defensive line, and because he's suspended, um, let's see. It's an interesting game, but I'm not just gonna say no. I'm not gonna, because of the absence of Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, and say yeah, that's it. Tottenham would beat them. That's because Tottenham, they play in a way that I'd call a very stupid way. The high line, I've never seen anything as risky as it. But let's look at in the last. Let's go with 4 games. Arsenal, Lyon. I think let's just go with the last. Let's go with the last 4 games. Arsenal. Wow, 3 clean sheets in a row. Then one draw against Brighton, and that was the game that Declan Rice was red carded and he was sent off. That led to him being suspended right now. But yeah, they've been averaging 2 goals per game. They scored 2 against Fulham, against Lyon, so to speak. 2 against Wolverhampton Wanderers, two against Aston Villa, drew 1-1 against Brighton. You could argue on that day they were unlucky, and had Kai Havertz been clinical on the day, they they could have won that game even with a man down. The counter that Kai fluffed, even got the chance to like put the ball back into the box and didn't do well. For Tottenham, they will be missing Dominic Solanke, Richarlison, Yves Bissouma. Tobeha, if you're there for Tottenham, in the absence of Richarlison, Bissouma, Dominic, who else do they have that you think can help them make a difference?
Yeah, it's very tough for Tottenham.
Son.
Because Son is the year again. With us, will they be strong?
Without Solanke, yeah, that's a good question. Okay, let's go. Of late at home, Arsenal beat them 3-2 in April, beat them 2-0 in January. Wow. Yeah. In the last 2 home games at Arsenal, they lost them both, and both were in the Premier League. And what's his name again? Postecoglou. I think he risks too much. I still think even without Odegaard and Declan Rice, I still think Arsenal will beat them at home. Honestly, because that I think Mikel Arteta. I think it's not that. I don't think he's again. He still has a lot to learn as a manager, in my opinion. He's garnering the experience, much needed experience, with given that Arsenal they've given him new contract and how long he's been there. I think he's capable of exploiting. I'm not saying he's one of the best managers in the Premier League. I think, but he's getting there. I think he will exploit that high line because the truth remains, Tottenham doesn't play differently. And the manager, he's proven that he's so stubborn. Even with only the goalkeeper, he'd still ask him to come to come off his line. I don't know. Let's see how many goals they've both scored. I'm gonna go back to the preview here. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the preview here. It doesn't look good. How many goals have Tottenham scored in their last? We're sticking with 4 games here. This scored 1 here, scored 4 against Everton, scored. Okay, that's 5. That's 6. Plus 2, they scored 8 against Bayern Munich, and that's club friendly. So, but here, Arsenal in the last 4 games, they scored 2 in 3 games in a row without answer, without conceding any. But we cannot forget the importance of Declan Rice in those games. He played in those 3 games, and they could have actually won this. Their last game against Brighton has not had that. Had Kai taken the chance that he got towards the end of the game, actually, that he fluffed. So, just give me 1 second here. Let me fix this.
Am I back?
So it's difficult to say. I still think Arsenal will still beat them, and I've explained why. Tottenham, the high line, the same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. Even as I've said, but as I just said a few minutes ago, even if they're playing with just the goalkeeper, if let's say they have 10 players sent off, it still asks the goalkeeper to come off his line. That's that's why I'm saying Arsenal will still beat them. It's not bad. They still have Thomas Partey, who can play as a single 6 and still protect their defensive line effectively. And Partey, his feet. Bisuma, excuse me.
And also they have Pochettino.
Sorry, what were you saying? Sorry, Tabeho, you were saying something. What did you say?
They have
Jorginho.
Yeah, they have Jorginho too. It's not like again his method of protecting the defensive line is by putting in tackles or maybe chasing down players, but he can slow down the pace of the game, which is another effective way that you can protect your defensive line. I think Arsenal will beat them. And Arsenal, how many goals have they scored? 9. While no, they scored 11 goals in 5 games, and Tottenham has scored 9. I think Arsenal will beat Tottenham. Do I think they concede? I think actually they're not going to concede. So I'm going to say they're going to beat Tottenham. They're going to beat them. I don't think they're still not. I don't think Arsenal concedes. I don't think they will concede because, yeah, Partey is his name, right? The Ghanaian international who played for Atletico Madrid. I think he can play as a single six, and he can still do a very good job at protecting that defensive line. So I don't think Tottenham, I don't think they will score against Arsenal. Arsenal, they're not going to risk too much. So I'd say Arsenal will beat them. I would say Arsenal will beat Tottenham 3-0. Yeah. So I would say Tottenham 0. I know a lot of people would be easy to say Rice isn't playing. Who else is injured? Yeah, but usually, what's his name? Gabriel Jesus, he hardly starts for them. So I think they'll be all right. So I'm going to go, yep, Arsenal will beat them 3-0, and I'm sticking with it. Tebeho, let's hear your prediction for that particular game.
I think Arsenal will win 1-0.
You think it's going to be Arsenal will score just a single goal in that game?
Yeah, I think it will be a tight game.
Okay, well, we'll compare our predictions. I think a lot of people will be shocked, and I've explained why. I think probably, I don't know, the Arsenal, Tottenham, they have experienced players. They're not going to take Arsenal for granted just for the absence of Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, Tomiyasu, if you count him. Cafiori just joined them, so they're not going to Merino. I'm not concerned about those guys missing out. I think the 6 area is probably where, had it not been for the availability of Thomas Partey, I think they'd have an issue. But I think they're going to be all right. Partey can play again as a single six and still protect the defensive line effectively. So I'm not too concerned. I think Arsenal will beat them 3-0. And a lot of people will be saying, you can say, we'll be saying Arsenal missing Odegaard, missing Gabriel Jesus, Declan Rice. That's a huge issue. I don't think it is. In my opinion, they've proven time and time again that even in the absence of some of their best players, that whoever comes in does a good job. They have a unit. They have a unit where if one player gets injured, whoever comes in does a good job. We've seen that for 3 seasons in a row right now. The fact that they didn't win the season isn't down to them not having good players that you can say to come in and replace whoever gets injured. I think they will beat Tottenham 3-0, but we'll see. So we'll move on from that game. I've heard your prediction. The last one will be Wolverhampton Wanderers against home against Newcastle United. Wolves will be missing Boubacar Traore, Enzo Gonzalez. They'll be missing Sasa Karadzic. They'll be missing Mosquera. I don't know. Are they missing anybody seriously? I don't know those players on the bench that much, except for Boubacar Traore. Tebeho, any serious miss for them here?
No, not really.
Okay. And for Newcastle United, Callum Wilson, a serious miss, but they still have what's his name? They still have Isaac. They still have Isaac, so I think it's fine. They're not missing anybody again seriously, except for Callum Wilson given his experience. So okay, let's Dutch defender joins Chelsea. Is that for the I'm guessing for the women's team. Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to Chelsea. Okay. Bowman. I don't know. I can't even pronounce his name correctly. Apologies for that. So now, okay, for Newcastle United in the last four games, one, two, three, four, they won two, drew two. They've been averaging one goal concession per game and scoring one goal per game. Okay. And for Wolves, in one, two, three, four games, they lost two, drew two. And they've been averaging two goals concession per game. 1 point if you want to really get down to it. Break it down the way it should be. Wow. So two goals, 1 point something goals concession per game for them. So let's see. They've conceded one here. 6 against Chelsea, that's 7, plus another 2, that's 9. While Newcastle, they've considered one, two, three, and 3 in total. Wow, it's a serious one. I think, and let's see at home for. Thank you for showing me this. To be, I didn't know they have such detailed stuff that I can use. Wolves at home to Newcastle United, 2-2 draw, 1-1 draw, beat them. This smells like a draw. So whether the question is whether it ends as a goalless draw or not. Ooh. So I'm gonna go Wolves. I think Wolves will beat them. Let me see. They scored 2 here, scored 1 here. And against Chelsea, they scored 2. And Newcastle, they've been scoring at again averaging 1 goal per game, and then conceding 1 goal per game. But in the last, yeah, they scored 2 here, scored 2 here, scored 1 here. Yeah, I think Wolves will beat them by 2 goals to 1. Wolves 2 for me. My prediction is Wolves 2, Newcastle United 1. Let's hear your prediction and your reason, Tebejo.
I think this game will be a draw.
You think?
Yes, will be 2-2.
2-2 draw. Okay, let me just. I think Wolves will beat them by 2 goals to 1 because I'm going by Wolves. They scored two goals in a row in 2 consecutive games, then scored just 1. But Newcastle, in how many games? Look at that! In 5 games in total, they've been scoring they've been averaging 1 goal per game, and it was only in their last game that they were able to score 2. So chances are they could still score 2 goals. So, but I'm going to give you your prediction there, and your prediction is that it's going to be Newcastle what?
Newcastle 2 will
Wolves 2.
correct.
And for me, I think the game of the week will be for me the Arsenal the London derby. Tottenham at home against Arsenal, and you said Arsenal would beat them. You said Arsenal would beat them 1-0.
Correct.
And I said Arsenal will beat them 3-0. Wow, interesting. Okay. All right. So which of the game of the week for you? I think the Arsenal game. This game here. I think that would be the most interesting game. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. London derby, and both teams don't like each other.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. It's gonna be war. In all honesty, it's gonna be serious. So just give me a second here. I want to do something so we can round off here. What am I looking for? So Tibeho, anything else you want us to talk about, or should we just call it a day?
Yeah, I think we should call it a day.
All right, just wait for me so we can talk for a bit. We can make plans so we can stream consistently and grow this channel. So I want to say thank you to all of you that found the time to join us. Yeah, we haven't streamed consistently on this particular channel, so it's important that we do that so people can know that we're always alive. And I'm going to tell you our prediction is here. Let me find a way to share that on the screen. What do you think, Tobeho?
Yeah, share it, Coachella.
Okay, let me find a way to share it. After sharing up respective predictions, then we can call it a day. And Beressa Shot will be doing this every week. My brother is committed, so we can grow the channel together. And I've told people I love Chelsea Perspective, but I think this particular channel will grow a lot bigger than Chelsea Perspective. Why? It's simple, really. It's not niched down. A Chelsea Perspective is niched down to one particular club, but with this particular to soccer perspective with soccer perspective, we'll be covering every football club. Cover the South African League, the Nigerian League, and all that. It will grow bigger and bigger, and we're looking forward to the growth. But thank you if you've joined us. Let me show you our predictions here. Where did I add it to? I added it to a Google Docs, but I'm not sure which one. Untitled, I think it's this one. And and the two guys that doesn't have discipline, two of them. Tabeho, are you seeing them in the chat? Two guys that don't have discipline. I don't respect any of them. The blue to forgive, and then the Constantine done too. Okay, give me a second here. Let me bring that window here. So to share. Big up to you guys joined us late. I don't know why I forgot to share. Okay, the link with Dante, but probably slipping. Apologies. Next time, brother. Maybe when we do the review. So here are my predictions. I think Southampton will lose to Manchester United at home by 2-1. Brighton will beat Ipswich Town by 2-0. And if you followed the show, you'd hear the reasoning behind my predictions. Crystal Palace will draw against Leicester City at home. Fulham will beat West Ham United by 2-1. Liverpool will beat Nottingham Forest by 3-1. That's my predictions, not Tobeho's. And let me see what else we have here. Let me see if I can. Okay, and Manchester City will beat Brentford by 3-1. Aston Villa will beat Everton by 2-1. Chelsea will beat Bournemouth by 3-1. I think we will concede probably maybe more than a goal, but I'll stick with just that we will concede a one goal. Tottenham will lose to Arsenal at home. I get it. I don't want Arsenal to win, but if we're being objective, I think Postecoglou will still do his thing, the headline thing. And I've talked about how even if Arsenal they have their 10 men down and have just the goalkeeper, he'd still ask him to come off his line. Yeah. And Namaya Forward, nice to see you too. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Dante was sleeping, yeah. And had you again, if you woke up, I know you could have I'd asked for the link. But nice to see you, brother. Big up you. Put Chelsea perspective today, coach. Change your time. We'll fix everything. We'll bring in more people. Again, more people will join the team, and then everything will run smoothly. I was sleeping, just woke up. I know. Much love to you, bro. I hope you were dreaming about Chelsea smashing Bournemouth. Yeah, I hope you were. The man probably nice to see you. So I think Arsenal will beat them by 3-0, and I've explained why. I get it. Arsenal will miss Odegaard. They will miss Declan Rice, but Thomas Partey alone can play as a single six and protect Arsenal's defensive line effectively. That's just my opinion. I think that will happen. This will be a weekly thing. My bro Tabeho has been gingering me to do a lot more on this particular channel. I think we'll partner. We will partner to continue growing this YouTube channel. And I said it has, as I've explained, it does have the potential to grow bigger than Chelsea Perspective, even though Chelsea Perspective is my first love. But the truth remains, it is too niched to compete with this guy. If we can do something consistently on this particular channel, I think Wolves will beat Newcastle United by 2-1. Here are Tabeho's predictions. Let me do this quickly. For Tabeho's predictions, Southampton will beat Manchester United by 2-1. I think Man United will beat them Brighton will beat Ipswich Town by 3-1. Crystal Palace will draw against Leicester City at home. Fulham 2, West Ham United 2, which means Fulham getting West Ham United getting a draw in that London derby. Then Liverpool 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Did we agree on that one? Oh, we did. We agreed. You said 3-1, and then I changed my prediction to match yours. Manchester City will beat Brentford by 2-0. Aston Villa will beat Everton by 2-1. Did we agree on that one too? Yeah, we did agree on that one too. Bournemouth will lose by 2-4 at home to Chelsea. I think we're gonna beat them by 3-1, but I'm also I believe chances are we concede up to 2 goals. Tottenham will lose to us. I think Arsenal will score up to 3 goals, and I've told you why. Arsenal, they've shown again, they have a good enough depth that I get it. If anything, they didn't win the last two Premier League. They didn't win the trophies last two Premier Leagues. Down to their managers, you could say he's not quite there yet. He's able to put a team together, but sometimes when it really matters tactically, he doesn't show up. Maybe it will be different this season. I will still do a prediction on how the Premier League season will finish on this particular channel there. So, yeah, you think Arsenal will beat them by just a single goal? I think they will score up to 3 goals. Honestly, as much as I want them to lose, I don't think they will lose. They will miss Odega, but he will find a way to make it work. Gabriel Jesus, after all, he doesn't start that much. He's not been starting that much for them. So Wolves 2-2 draw, you think? I think Wolves will beat Newcastle by 2-1. And I explained the reason behind my prediction there. We have, I'm afraid of Otello. He will cost us tomorrow, coach. Mark my words. I don't think so. I think, if anything, he will overcompensate. And let me say something I've noticed. The Chelsea fans, we do complain a lot whenever we find out that he's going to referee our next games. We complain quite a lot. And I think he probably, let me just simplify the language I'm going to use here. He's trying to, you could say, to shade that accusation, maybe, for lack of a more specific language. And in turn, I think he will overcompensate. That's just my opinion. I think he will overcompensate. And we beat Bournemouth. We will beat Bournemouth, of course. This is a must. Our ex couldn't, so Enzo will. And we've been doing well against them away. And since even under our ex, you could argue our thing has been, you could say, performing excellently away, but at home, the home fans, they do their thing. Big up to you two. I hope you're staying away from the H place. Let's hope we can send Bournemouth straight there tomorrow. I hope you'll be there to welcome them. But much love to you, bro. I really do miss you during shows. And on 2 occasions, I've given away a total of 20 membership for Chelsea Perspective, on Chelsea Perspective, and you weren't there. Yep, because Matt will be doing once in a week. He was doing a members only show, and he working on getting some special guests on there. Tottenham needs to get a result against Arsenal, otherwise Angie needs to give up his Aussie citizenship. he's bringing shame to the family, right? Let me just say it as Nigerians would, and most Africans almost always referencing the family. Anything else? Yep, the blue to forgive. Saying hello to each other. What's the meaning of overcompensate? That's when you're trying to do something uh, to make up for something where you have an issue. For instance, our complaint has been that, yeah, he's been awful. He's almost always has been against us. So he will overcompensate by trying to show, yeah, he's been as neutral as can be, never against Chelsea. And I think I've sensed that in recent games that he's refereed that we played against other teams. He's actually done better than he's done in the past. You could argue in our last 3 games that he's refereed. So overcompensate means him trying to do too much to show that he's not against Chelsea and end up favoring us in one way or the other. I can see Southampton beating Manchester United tomorrow. I think United will beat them, honestly. Let's see. And what else do we have here? That's it. Tobiho, anything else you want to say before we call it a day, bro? I don't want to use the graphics we have here that we usually use for Chelsea. We ended up getting 8 likes. It looks like a lot more people joined us towards the end of the show. Not too many. 8 likes isn't bad. We'll get there. And I think we'll do a watch along for the Arsenal game. I think it's worth it. Go ahead, to anything else you want to say?
No, I think it's
No,
been
I
a
think
great
it's been
show.
a great
Yeah,
show.
hopefully more people
Hopefully
will
more
come
people will
soon
come soon
so that the channel
so
can
that the
grow.
channel can grow.
Yeah, it will grow. Here's the thing: we've neglected it. It will grow bigger than Chelsea perspective because it's Chelsea perspective is niched to a single club. This one, multiple clubs. But thank you for pushing me, bro. We will get there, and we will get the reward for streaming and again keeping people updated here. Anything else we want to see here before we shut down? Dante he has something to say. I don't know why the Bluetooth game is screaming no. I renounced my membership. The union decided too many strikes. Just go away, man. You know I don't like you. The captain, right? Well, you need to see. Let me just shut up. We'll talk later. Coach, you're sure? Yeah, I think I'm sure. But that's probably where we've come to the end of the show. I want to say thank you to Namaya Fawale for joining us. CFC Dante, Constantine Dante. You're not a captain on Soccer Perspective. You're a captain on Chelsea Perspective, and I'm still dealing with the sort of backlash I got for making you captain there. Thank you to the Blue, to forget, and to my bro, to the Good. Nice to see you, brother. And I think we need to do something. Add your information to the show so people can go check out your YouTube channel. We'll take care of that later on. Thank you all. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.